Hi, my name is Jennifer Susko, and I'm here to talk to you about Google Meet. So, in March, when we went virtual, a lot of you chose to use Zoom and maybe aren't familiar with the tools in Google Meet, or maybe you've just never done a live sharing session before where you meet with your students. So, today, that's what we're going to be learning about, how to use Google Meet. So it all begins with Google. So make sure that you are signed into your teacher account so that you can access Google's educational apps. So the first thing you want to do is find the Meet application. And a lot of teachers find this the easiest way. All you have to do is click that little join or start a meeting section, and you type in a name for your meeting and you're ready to join. So all you have to do is click the join now, and it will give you the information, and you can copy this joining info, and you can either send it in an email or a mind, or you can post it directly to your Google Classroom. So if you choose to post it right beforehand, you click your Google Classroom, you type in an announcement. You can either paste it right there, or you can add it through a link so that they can just click on it. You just paste that joining info in there, copy and paste, and tell everyone, join me for a live Q&A session, and post it right to your stream. Now here's the thing. Once you close that Google Meet, it's gone. Your link has expired and it's over. So this is only going to work if you do it right before you're about to meet your class. Once I close this window, it's gone if nobody is inside it. So if you want to schedule something regularly, another way to do this is right through your Google Classroom. You can have a class link, which is right here on my Google Classroom. This is our Meet link for first grade. Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to go to the settings on your Google Classroom, which is this little gear here. So if you look at the gear, you click on that and you scroll down, and you will see this little Meet area here. So this is our Google Meet link, and it can be visible to students using this little toggle switch. So yours will by default be off. If you want to change that, you just click that little switch and the students can see the link. Now, you might not want to leave it on all the time, because once that link is there, if you're not using it, your students can still go to your Google Classroom, click on that Meet link, and meet together when you're not there. So it's up to you to keep track of when you have it on and when you have it off. So if you don't want your students meeting without you, turn the toggle switch off. Okay, there's also a third option. So let's say I don't just want to meet with my students. Let's say it's back to school night and I want to schedule my back to school night. So another option is to use the Google Calendar to create something ahead of time. So once again, in your Google apps, you have access to Google Calendar. So if you go to Calendar, they make it quite easy to schedule something. So let's say we're going to go into September. I'll choose September 3rd at 4 o'clock. From 4 to 5, I want to have a back to school meeting. All we have to do is click this Add Google Meet Video Conferencing, and voila, you've scheduled your Google Meet. You can click right on here to join, There's the joining info right in here. So you just click save and you're good to go. And if you forgot to copy your information, all you have to do is open it right back up. It shows you the Meet link. And if somebody has to join by phone, there's also joining info for that. And you can set yourself a reminder. And if you want to, you can directly email people and add your guests. So if you're having an IEP meeting or something along those lines, you can edit it by clicking this little pencil, and you can add guests in your list there. So I can add myself to my list if I want to, even though I'm technically already a guest because I created it. But then you can decide if your guests can invite others. If you don't want them to invite anyone else, you can unclick that. And if you want them to be able to change something about it, like the time or whatever, the date, they should be allowed to do that. Okay. So your choices are there for what you want your guests to be able to do. So finally, you just save that and you're good to go. You can share that information however you wish. You can post it somewhere or just keep it to yourself until it's time for the meeting. But that's how you schedule them in advance. Another thing that we need to talk about was when you're in your Meet, how do you use the tools, right? So we're going to go right into the Google Meet that's already on Google Classroom here. All right. So it takes a little second to join. I'm going to close this because you'll be able to see me right in Meet here. So as I join, it gives me all of this information. If I don't want to see it, I can close it right here. Okay, on the bottom of your screen, you have your microphone. So if you want to turn that off, you can turn it off. I suggest that students turn them off while you're presenting. This is how you leave the call. And this is how you can turn your camera on and off. For our purposes, we're going to leave that alone. There is closed captioning for people who are hard of hearing, if you want to do that. In this case right here, this is the Present Now button. As a teacher, that's going to be very important. So when you're presenting, you can choose what you'd like to present, your entire screen, a window, or a Chrome tab. Now, for teachers, I think it's important to be able to see your students. So if you present a tab instead of your entire screen, you can actually pull that tab off. What do I mean by pull a tab off? Well, I mean that you can take this and pull it away from your Meet and minimize it so that you can still see your students. Hi. And part of your screen if you change the size of these tabs. So you can change the size of your tabs and make it so that you're able to see everybody and everything on your screen. So that's important while you're presenting, that you're still able to see what your students are doing. Well, right now in this, you're not going to be able to see other students because I'm the only one in this Google Meet at the moment. Another tool that's important is changing the layout. So here you have 3 available layouts. A sidebar lets the speaker be in this big window with the students on the side. The spotlight is great for students because that will allow the speaker to be the main focus. So if you see that your students are having a hard time paying attention because they're distracted by the other students, you can choose spotlight mode and they will only see the speaker. And then finally there's tiled, which is what we will likely use for our classes if we're just having a discussion, so you can see all of your students. So that's best for teachers. In September, Google is supposed to add some extra extensions onto their Google Meet app, so there'll be more tools available, but this is what we have now. Now, in that child view, I think they have maybe 12 or 16 that you can see. There is an extension you can add on to see more students that we'll talk about in a minute. Another tool that you'll need is the record meeting. So when you're ready to record the meeting, you click this button. It'll ask you what you want to record, the tab or your whole screen, and then it will save automatically to your Google Drive. So that's great because you can add it right into Google Classroom for your students to see it later. So once you have your meeting recorded, you can go back to your Google Classroom, which I think I pulled off on another tab here, and then you can go to your classwork and you can create your assignment. And then right in here, you'll be able to attach from your Google Drive your video that you made. So all you'll have to do is go into your Google Drive and whatever recent items you have, if you have some videos, they'll be right in here. So you can insert that video. Okay, and then assign it to your students. All right, the last thing that we need to talk about with Google Meet is some of the extensions that are available. So we don't really need to be in this meet anymore. See my call, I left the call. All right, so if you go to the Chrome Web Store, I'll have this available for you too as well, so that if you don't remember or want a quick reference, you'll be able to have these, and I'll send these to you. Okay, so the Chrome Web Store has all the extensions, and I have a few suggested ones. If you want to take an easy attendance, there's an attendance one for Meet where you can add it, and all you have to do is click Add to Chrome. It's going to ask for permission. You add the extension. Okay, and it will help you take attendance. Now you cannot see this right now because I don't have it pinned to my taskbar, but if I click this little puzzle, it will show you all of the extensions that I have downloaded. If I want it pinned, I make it blue. If I don't want it pinned there, then I can take it off. Okay, so anything that I use often, I can pin on there. So the one that I just downloaded, where did it go? Is right here, so I can pin that right onto the taskbar. And then when I'm ready to take the attendance, all I have to do is click that during my Google Meet. So one of the other ones is Grid View. Grid View is a great one for being able to see more of the students. So you can see more until they add this in themselves. This is a great way to get to be able to see all of your students at once. Once again, all you have to do is add it to Chrome and it will go into your extensions. So these are some great things that you can use to help you. They also have breakout rooms available. And another option is Pear Deck. If you're getting brave and you want to add in some Q&A into your Google Slides, that would be a helpful tool to have for teachers. So that's all for today, and that is your introduction to Google Meet. If you have any questions, you can always email me, jsusko@riversidesd.com, and I'll be happy to help you. I hope that this helps make your transition to using Google Meets easier. Have a great day and have a great school year.